welcome to IAS Academy. Prior to the 2023 preliminary exam, we will cover 15 questions daily in a video. I have already uploaded 40 test series last year. So, let's start our session. Our first question is,
which one of the following epic of ancient India has the love story of son of founder of Sangha dynasty? Options are Swapnavasvardhata, Malavigagnimitra, Meghaduta, Ratnavalli. Here answer to this question is option B, Malavigagnimitra. Malavigagnimitra is the first drama written by famous poet Kalidasa. Malavigagnimitra tells the story of King Agnimitra, the Shunga empire of Vidusha, who falls in love with the picture of an exiled servant girl named Malaviga. So your answer to this question is option B. Question number 2. Consider the following statements. The Chinese pilgrim Faxian attended the 4th Great Buddhist Council held by Kanishka. That is incorrect. The Chinese pilgrim Hensang met Harsha and found him to be antagonistic to Buddhism. That is incorrect. Which of the statements given above is correct? Here answer to this question is option D. None of the statements are correct. Faxian was a Chinese pilgrim who visited India in the early 5th century during the reign of Chandragupta II on a religious mission. He travelled by foot from China to India and returned by sea route. 4th Buddhist Council conducted under the patronage of King Kanishka, and it was held in the 1st century. Hence statement 1 is incorrect. Hensang was a Chinese Buddhist monk who travelled overland from China to India during the reign of King Harshavardhan to obtain Buddhist scriptures. He was impressed by King Harsha's patronage of both scholarship and Buddhism. He also visited many sacred Buddhist sites in what are now in Xinjiang, Pakistan, India, Nepal, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka to acquire Buddhist texts. Hence statement 2 is incorrect. So your answer to this question is option D. Question number 3. The Jain philosophy holds that the world is created and maintained by options are universal law, universal truth, universal fate, universal soul. Here answer to this question is option A, universal law. Jainism is an ancient religion that is rooted in the philosophy that teaches the way to liberation and a path to spiritual purity and enlightenment through disciplined non-violence to all living creatures. Jainism believes that the universe and all its substances or entities are eternal. It has no beginning or end with respect to time. Universe runs on its own accord by its own cosmic laws. There is no need for someone to create or manage the affairs of universe. Hence, Jainism does not believe in God as a creator, survivor and destroyer of the universe. And here answer to this question is option A. Question number 4. Which one of the following pairs in list 1 and 2 is correctly matched? Options are Harappan civilization, painted graveware, that is incorrect. The Kushans, Gandhara school of art, that is correct. The Mughals, Ajanta painting, incorrect. The Marathas, Pahari school of painting, incorrect. Here answer to this question is option B, the Kushans, Gandhara school of art. Gandhara art, style of Buddhist visual art that developed in what is now in northwestern Pakistan and eastern Afghanistan between the 1st century BC and the 7th century CE. The style of Greco-Roman origin seems to have flourished largely during Kushan dynasty and was contemporaneous with an important but dissimilar school of Kushan art at Madura. Here, painted graveware belonged to later Vedic period. It's an Iron Age Indian culture of the western Gangetic Plain and the Ghaggar-Hakra Valley. Mural paintings of Ajanta depicting the life of Buddha and Ajanta paintings belongs to Buddha period. The Pahari school developed and flourished during 17th to 19th centuries. Pahari school came into existence during the Mughal period. So her answer to this question is option B. Question number 5. Consider the following sites or monuments. Champaner Pavagadh Archaeological Park, Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus, Mamallapuram, Sun Temple. Which of the above are included in the World Heritage List of UNESCO? Here answer to this question is option A. All the above are included in the World Heritage List of UNESCO. UNESCO Cultural World Heritage Sites are those sites with unique cultural facets such as paintings, monuments, architecture, etc. Champaner Pavagadh Archaeological Park features archaeological, historical and living cultural heritage properties cradled in an impressive landscape. Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus is an outstanding example of Victorian Gothic revival architecture in India. Mamallapuram contains many surviving 7th and 8th century Pallava temples and monuments. Konark Temple is widely known for its architectural grandeur and sculptural work. Hence, all these are included in UNESCO World Heritage List. And the answer here is option A. Question number 6. Which of the following statement is or are correct regarding Brahmo Samaj? Options are: it opposed idolatry, that is correct. It denied the need for a priestly class for interpreting religious texts, that is correct. It popularized the doctrine that the Vedas are infallible, that is incorrect. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. The answer to this question is option B, 1 and 2 are correct. That is, it opposed idolatry and denied the need for a priestly class. Rajaram Mohan Roy founded Brahmo Samaj in 1828, which was later renamed as Brahmo Samaj. Its chief aim was worship of eternal God. It was against priesthood, rituals, and sacrifices. It focused on prayers, meditation, and reading of the scriptures. It spread the religious treasure and teachings of Vedas, but never claimed that Vedas are infallible. It believed in the unity of all religions. It was the first intellectual reform movement in modern India. It led to the emergence of rationalism and enlightenment in India, which indirectly contributed to the nationalist movement. So her answer to this question is option B. Question number 7. In a particular region in India, the local people trained the roots of living trees into robust bridges across the stream. As the time passes, these bridges become stronger. These unique living root bridges are found in options are Meghalaya, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Tamil Nadu. The answer to this question is option A, Meghalaya. A living root bridge is like a suspension bridge formed by guiding the pliable roots of rubber fig tree across a stream or river and allowing the roots to grow and strengthen over time. There are no records to suggest when the Khasi community started the living root bridge tradition, but the ecologists say it highlights a symbiotic relationship between people and nature. Such a bridge is locally called Chinkinjri. Meghalaya's living root bridges found in over 70 villages in the state have now found a place on the tentative list of UNESCO's World Heritage Sites. And the answer here to this question is option A. Question number 8. With reference to Global Climate Change Alliance, which of the following statement is or are correct? It's an initiative of European Union. That is correct. It provides technical and financial support to targeted developing countries to integrate climate change into their development policies and budgets. That is correct. It is coordinated by World Resources Institute and World Business Council for Sustainable Development. That is incorrect. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. The answer to this question is option A. Statement 1 and 2 are correct and statement 3 is incorrect. Global Climate Change Alliance is an initiative of European Union. Hence statement 1 is correct. Its overall objective is to build a new alliance on climate change between European Union and the poor developing countries that are most affected and that have the least capacity to deal with climate change. Hence statement 2 is correct. GCCA works through the European Commission's established channels for political dialogue and cooperation at national and international level. In 2015, GCCA entered a new phase by becoming the flagship initiative GCCA+. Here GCCA is coordinated by European Union and statement 3 is incorrect. WRA, that is World Resources Institute, develops practical solutions that improve people's lives and ensure nature can thrive. WBCSD, that is World Business Council for Sustainable Development, accelerate the system transformations needed for a net zero, nature positive and more equitable future. And the answer here to this question is option A. Statement 1 and 2 are correct. Question number 9. In the South Atlantic and Southeastern Pacific region, in tropical latitudes, cyclone does not originate. What is the reason? Options are: sea surface temperatures are low, Inter-Tropical Convergence zone seldom occurs, Coriolis force is too weak, absence of land in those regions. The answer to this question is option B. Inter-Tropical Convergence zone seldom occurs. The most approximate reasons for lack of cyclones in the South Atlantic and Southeastern Pacific Ocean is the rare occurrence of Inter-Tropical Convergence zone over the region. It becomes very difficult or nearly impossible to have genesis of tropical cyclones unless synoptic vorticity and convergence are provided by Inter-Tropical Convergence zone. Here, Inter-Tropical Convergence zone is a broad trough of low pressure in equatorial latitudes. This convergence zone lies more or less parallel to the equator but moves north or south with the apparent movement of the sun. So her answer to this question is option B. Question number 10. What explains the eastward flow of equatorial countercurrent? Options are: the Earth's rotation on its axis, convergence of the two equatorial currents, difference in salinity of water, occurrence of the belt of calm near the equator. The answer to this question is option B. Convergence of the two equatorial currents. There are two equatorial currents flowing from east to west, that is, the north electric current and the south electric current. In between these two electric currents, there flows an equatorial counter current in the opposite direction, that is from west direction to east. Now it is said that piling up of water in the area near Brazil due to the convergence of these two equatorial currents gives rise to equatorial counter current. Equatorial counter currents are major surface flows that carry water eastward in the Atlantic, Indian and Pacific Oceans. So answer to this question is option B. Question number 11. Which one of the following pairs of states of India indicates the easternmost and westernmost state? Here answer to this question is option D. Arunachal Pradesh is the easternmost and Gujarat is the westernmost states in India. Question number 12. The term Goldilocks zone is related to. Options are the limits of habitable zone above the surface of the earth, the regions inside the earth where shale gas is available, search for the earth-like planets in outer space, search for meteorites containing precious metals. The answer to this question is option C, search for the earth-like planets in outer space. Looking for planets in the Goldilocks zone is a way that allows scientists to hone in their search for earth-like planets that could contain life. A habitable zone, also called the Goldilocks zone, is the area around a star where it is not too hot and not too cold for liquid water to exist on the surface of surrounding planets. Goldilocks zone is always defined with reference to a particular star. It can be different for different stars. Earth is in the sun's Goldilocks zone. If Earth were where the dwarf planet Pluto is, all its water would freeze. On the other hand, if Earth were where Mercury is, all its water would boil off. And the answer to this question is option C. Number 13. Consider the following statements. The executive power of the Union of India is vested in the Prime Minister. That is incorrect. The Prime Minister is the ex officio chairman of the Civil Service Board. That is incorrect. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? The answer to this question is option D. Neither one nor two of the statements are correct. Article 53 Clause 1 states that the executive power of the Union shall be vested in the President and shall be exercised by him either directly or through officers subordinate to him in accordance with this Constitution. So, statement 1 is incorrect. The Cabinet Secretary is the ex officio chairman of the Civil Services Board. The Cabinet Secretary is under the direct charge of Prime Minister. The administrative head of the Secretariat is also the Cabinet Secretary. Hence, statement 2 is incorrect. So, our answer to this question is option D. Number 14. When a bill is referred to a joint sitting of both the houses of the Parliament, it has to be passed by. Options are a simple majority of members present and voting, 3/4 majority of members present and voting, 2/3 majority of the houses, absolute majority of the houses. The answer to this question is option A, simple majority of members present and voting. Article 108 provides for joint sitting of both houses in certain cases. Here, Article 108 Clause 4 states that if at the joint sitting of the two houses, the bill with such amendments, if any as are agreed to in joint sitting, is passed by a majority of the total number of members of both houses present and voting, it shall be deemed for the purpose of this Constitution to have been passed by both houses. So, her answer to this question is option A. Question number 15. The problem of international liquidity is related to the non-availability of. Options are goods and services, gold and silver, dollars and other hard currencies, exportable surplus. The answer to this question is option C, dollars and other hard currencies. International liquidity released to international reserves for particular country who participates in world monetary and trading system. International liquidity is linked with international payments which appears from international trade. Since dollar being the commander of international currency dominating across the world in forex, the problems related with international liquidity concerns with non-availability of dollar and other related currency. So, her answer to this question is option C.
So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. We will continue with the next lesson.